my name is Munkle. Today I've got some Demoman gameplay on PL Thundermountain. Going to be using the default loadout, which is the sticky bomb launcher, the grenade launcher, and the bottle. Going to be spamming some pipes, I'm going to be detonating some stickies, all that classic Demoman stuff. It's fairly passive gameplay, just trying to stay alive and do that sort of thing, but I'll get into that later. I have a few things I want to talk about briefly, and yeah, so sit back and relax. So, this some really interesting stuff's happened to me, particularly in Team Fortress. I know I have all these bizarre Team Fortress 2 stories for you, but I guess that's kind of what this channel's about, so you're just gonna have to stay put. Alright? You're gonna stay put, and you're gonna listen to me, you're gonna give me some feedback, and it's gonna be a real wholesome experience. And yeah, so I uncrated an unusual, and it was a disco beatdown birdcage, which is pretty high tier. It's one of the new effects. It's a really nice hat, an excuse to play a little bit more pyro, because as you already know, I don't really play that much. And yeah, so that was a huge success to me. I'm one of those kids who gets excited about an update and buys a whole bunch of keys and gets fedoras and appalling weapons, but I did unbox that unusual, I was pretty excited, so there you go. And not that long after using it, I posted some trades on Outpost. Outpost is one of the main trading based websites. Essentially, you can put up trade and stuff if you don't already know. It's really cool, check it out. And yeah, so naturally I put up a trade, just testing the water, seeing if people make any offers and stuff. And this particular guy says, yeah, that sounds really great. Here's a link to my alternate channel, add me on that, and then I'll get back to you on the whole unusual thing. So I go, oh cool, this guy is pretty serious, he's definitely worth contacting. And so I click on the link and it says, are you sure you want to go to this link, yada yada yada. I'm like, yeah, there's no harm, fair enough. Click on the link, my computer goes into a couple of errors. Wasn't that concerned at the time, I was just like, oh well, that's just a faulty link. And it was to a Steam community page, which after reviewing the link, it was spelt slightly wrong, and there was something a little bit fishy about it, but I didn't really notice at the heat of the moment. So anyway, I look up this website, and I get a whole bunch of errors, and I go, oh, nothing too serious. I think I was doing something else at that point for a couple of hours. I went and did something else, and jumped back on Team Fortress 2 later that evening to find that not only one item had been taken, but a whole bunch, including my brand spanking new unusual. And I was sort of confused, a bit baffled. I retraced my steps and thought about everything. I hadn't accidentally traded them away. So I went, oh shit, that's really annoying. And I had some strangers with heaps of kills on them and everything. And as you can imagine, the amount of discombobulation and utter confusion, I was just like, what the fuck? I apologize for swearing, but that's what was going through my mind. And there's nothing really you can do at that point. You're just like, well, crap. And I messaged all my friends, I'm like, help me, what do I do? So I ended up contacting Steam support, just gave them all the details, posted a screenshot of my inventory history, which showed this guy stealing all my weapons. Turned out to be a Bulgarian guy who wasn't, he'd taken someone else's account and was using it to steal items and hats and stuff. So I felt kind of bad, and I felt kind of sorry rather. So I was just sort of ticked off. Saw the item history of the unusual, and tracked the guy down, and posted all his information to Steam support. Haven't heard back yet, but I've spoken to a few different people who've dealt with hackers, and I can find out within the next couple of days. And so that's really good news for starters. I also reported him on Steam Rep. I got a bunch of people who he also stole from, got together, made a bit of an alliance, and made a pledge to track him down and fuck him up, because frankly nobody likes these types of hackers. So now he's reported as a scammer, and I think one of the Steam Rep admins found one of his alternate accounts as well, so I guess it's on the way to getting rid of him, and I'm going to be having my items back soon. So there you go, just a few hacker information there for you. Not something I'd ever think of happening, particularly of that caliber. This guy must have been pretty extensive. I mean, it's pretty incredible to just be able to click a link and then get all your items traded. And immediately I got some virus software and I changed my password. That's something you must do immediately as soon as you get hacked, because he'd clearly got all my information and could even possibly get my billing information from PayPal. So that's bad. And yeah, what was I talking about? Yeah, so I got this virus software because I didn't actually have any installed. I had some a while ago, but it was that free crap and it kept giving me notifications and I ended up deleting it. So I got this temporary stuff, got rid of all these viruses that were on my computer. That's a funny death there. I actually totally forgot I'd set up those stickies around me and detonated. Saw that spy and got a little bit confused, so there you go. Oh fuck, I keep losing my train of thought, I'm tired. Yeah, and I got rid of like 20 viruses on my computer. It was ridiculous, like 10 of Trojan, just a whole assortment, like a fucking lolly bag of jelly beans and every different flavor you can imagine. It was just crazy amount. So I got rid of all of those. My computer's been acting up a little bit. Luckily enough, I was able to get the frames and quality to actually record this gameplay and whatnot. But yeah, I got rid of those and just took a deep breath, because I mean, scary shit. You know, the most scary thing about it is that you forget that these malicious people on the internet are actually out to get you. You just forget they're there, you just go, ah yeah, whatever, but it actually does happen, and I've lived to tell the tale, so tell your friends. It's really important stuff, particularly to those. I don't have the most expensive backpack, but I got a few buds worth of items stolen, but I'm sure there's some guys out there who would be absolutely infuriated if their stuff got stolen. So yeah, be very careful. Some Uncle Team tip, Team Fortress advice there. Yeah. So throughout the gameplay, I've been playing as the Demo Man, primarily using my stickies, just trapping doorways, and doing the general demo spam that I like to do on defense. I rarely use my pipes. I feel like there's not much use for them unless I'm in a dire situation and I run out of ammo or something. But I tend not to use them too much in these sort of situations because it can deal a lot of damage to yourself. Particularly, there was a lot of pyros on the other team, so I want to be careful about dealing damage to myself. Yeah, so Payload Thundermountain is a very, very choky map. You can see this narrow corridor that they have to push the car through is really difficult if they don't get Ubers and they don't get a successful input from all their players. So I was having an easy time going in and out and just checking all the doorways, making sure no one was getting through. Demoman's certainly the best class to trap and stuff like this, and it's certainly worth taking advantage of. And just a little I'll have a little rant on sticky placement. You should always be thinking about where you're placing your stickies. That's a real crucial part. I actually forgot the scat was behind me here. I'm not entirely sure what I was doing. Yeah, so sticky placement. You really kind of want to be thinking about it as trapping. You want to be thinking like, okay, where is this person moving? How can I negate that movement? Or even, if he's going somewhere, can I control his movement? Or can I just place the stickies in the general direction of him to deal out damage? Because Demoman has a huge DPS, which means damage per second, and there's so many situations where you can just sit there with the stickies, go M1, M2, just around the corner or whatever, and it's hugely effective, something I do all the time. Yeah, it's something you want to do against sentries, large groups of people. But you have to make sure as Demoman, it's certainly not a good class to overextend with, because unlike Soldier, you can't easily put out heaps of damage all the time. One, because it's kind of more difficult to land shots and stuff. Soldier's a very direct class in terms of putting out damage. You shoot the rocket, it explodes. Whereas with the stickies, it's that added bonus of having to detonate them with the right click. And pipes do require a little bit of concentration, so both similar classes in terms of role, but very different in terms of mindset. So there you go. Had a really difficult time with these scouts. I just wasn't really on par with that. Nice, cute little air shot there. Another huge part of Demo Man that I'm constantly doing all the time, if you can't already guess, it is reload management. All the time I'm making sure I have full stuff, I'm making sure my health is replenished, I'm making sure that I have the best possible input that I can when I'm battling people, because Demo Man's a class where you want to have everything possible at your disposal in order to do well. And yeah, so that's basically all I have to say about that. I'll probably speak a little bit more in depth if you guys are interested in Demo Man. It's a difficult class to get into, but it's certainly worth the hours. So thank you all for watching. My name is Munkle, and stay safe. Watch out for cars.